high Tofia Qua TV, it's a time TV, so. Quote to be from one of the most controversial presidents we are seeing. Friend Idi Amin, I know Uganda. Or say freedom to speak is allowed, but freedom after speech, and he cannot guarantee. And we are sorry as Ghanaians, and I say, and you're my equi, now you me walking about any Nyoma PBR. I say I appreciate what we have. And ever first Akunyana, so as I'm a quab beam. But this is the breakdown show. We did the Jonathan Kwabedan Saki with my friend Khobby J. Mejo so, and I'm in wedding come pa. And Jumedina no. Many me two ISIS. I am flanked by two very intelligent people. On my right, Habib Mohammed, the name, so a sports journalist, a friend, the special one. They call him the special one for a reason. Until more follow sports in there, you understand why. And then more so you understand why he's a special one. Let me, my man Akwaba. Habib.
Running.
Akwaba.
Yes, our boss.
Yes, the maiden edition of the breakdown show.
More fire.
More fire now. Can
yes,
fire
yes,
now?
Yes.
Fire now.
It did them.
It just them say
of course.
If you are fine,
I mean, Adam, if you are fine. Yeah, fine.
Let me say, I mean, call the only lady amongst the gentlemen, the beautiful, the ever beautiful Commander. Quat.
Hi.
Good morning. Let's say. I told
you your shirt is nice,
right? yeah. Merci beaucoup.
You look good.
You look good. Habib looks good. Until Sumi look good. Alright, together we are the breakdowners. We are going to break the issues down, yes, for you to understand.
So they kind of breaking it down, or touching it down.
Touching it down. And see, it's going to be an interesting show. We are talking about one interesting topic, war system numen in fact, getting to the end of August, September is in the news. Some can say the gospel according to the guns. They are preaching the gospel, and it's really making waves. The change of name Akwaba na war Kwame Nkrumah mausoleum ho. Almost see friend Obake. Obake is the same welcome Akwaba, but I think it is generating a lot of controversies and conversations, and we want to add our voices to it. If I say discussing, breaking it down, yeah, share. Say, is it worth it? Is it something else? A generating national interest near the Adrian Koswana, and who never discuss it, and some few other things. So why a crowd we are zooming straight into the discussion. My main call the gentleman, who you say, ladies first, but men before.
About the shall say men were created
exactly,
before.
Yes, and son of man, but Habib,
what
it is answering maybe?
Of course.
Now, is it worth the national interest in our generating?
Well, like I said, to some extent it worth it. To some extent, it does not.
Okay.
And before say, we will free Ukrumu here, Abe, and I say, we are a job.
Exactly.
Yeah. So from that score, we be all calling for say, yenko. Yenchi, yenko sisa kwaba emfo obake enko to bibi so ewo nkran asase so no. Maybe they want to portray something say omo mpese omo we be fi omo krom hina ben omo akoyira ewo adwabos. So for that angle you agree and understand with them. But or how na ye won say afebe emu ne was say 2025.
Yes.
We're in the 21st century.
Exactly.
Aden na sisi ni discuss sa adewi. And Quadano or Moba Sisi and Bacassi, A, B, and Pennyfo, no Mobetremuno, or Moni Boo, many goose, or Movie free, or Mukum in Abbey, but Warmon Chi must see no, a so they want to go back and get it done. So they might be right from there. But I think where problem no was here and they say generally as on mine, not only Ghana, but on mine be a obekomubia no your common language.
Okay.
Ghana na yetin yinim say your official language English. That is what we've been told. Say your official language English because of colonial masters na omobe di so my win on mine na yetim no your kasa bibra ye kabade and one specific language we ne can say ya jetum say nationwide ye nyina ye di but say po say yempo and no that there is one particular language it sounds across baby a obeko bi a okan obi atiase that is twi.
Yes.
So obefa no asante twi obefa no mfante obefa no bono obefa no whichever way twi the underlying word twi and no na okan most part of the country yetiase. So let's take ourselves out from Ghana before we come back to Ghana na ya be di Ghana common. Say ye di Ghana ne kra na e sha ase a welcome. Say ye brofo kasa.
Yes.
Adopted.
Yes.
Ya kase ye no official language brofo no.
Exactly.
Welcome na ye use ewo kroma ya churchro baby brain adopted. There are some countries in the world omo nka brofo. Omo mother languages are omo kan. But who drew omo airport, who drew some of the monumental and the ma ewo wa brofo kasa ya tro ewo because they believe that say oh ton wa de ache ewiase at the outside world you do a there outsiders now omo ba no so mu wura oman ni ma at least omo be find themselves a bit familiar.
Yes.
I've been to an Arab nation before. Ideally Arab focus are Arab but omunim say oman na omo chichire no they need foreigners. They need people to also come bring one way or the other the adverse culture most of omoni nyina ye troubleful.
Okay.
Ya tro Arab no ofan na ya troubleful e ofan. Se wo pie brofo ni di nkan ema wu no wa hu Arab no so because they know that enyo obia anytimi e kan Arab kasa no. At least they will give you translation and now the friend transliteration.
Yes.
No why a bit acquainted with and some now become. Wo ba ye Ghana ha isi ya. Yenim se enkran asase so na niema no mokase yesesa ni nyina ewo. But the truth is that enye na anu ya sa nkomo ye sha ase a I am not being obi a menye truthful. I'm just saying it how it is. Obake na maintain that.
Yeah.
Maintain that not for once. But semi nsuro na meka say maintain cry, but in cry is more like my second home. There is no single month I'm cry. There are some months I can go there about 10 times. In a week, me can cry maybe 2 or 3 times, but not for once. And I'm at Obake.
Okay.
But Akwaba, whichever part of the country are over, so I wear no one way or the other. A sound or sumuda. So for marketing purposes, say ye ton ye hon e de akere amanfo. So bi si wo ye airport, not even ye airport ke say Ghana fo ayawo wo mo wa abruchi. So mu di nkomo na ebi so mo say omu nsua Ghana kasa na even foreigners kwa ne Ghana fo wa abruchi e di nkomo na omu nsua Ghana kasa na say ebusa o say wo ko Ghana say wo chia obi say na ye chia. Hardly do you hear any other language aside good morning ye marching, good afternoon my heart, then good evening sir and then akwaba welcome and no ye niema ye can edichere outside world. That is how we've sold our nation, our country to the outside world. Ya portraying is we were in Ivory Coast last year Côte d'Ivoire for no omo share.
Yes.
Omo host to AFCON omo welcome the entire African countries nina any some part of the world. They use the word akwaba.
Yes.
Because mo feel say it's something that okan outside world bebre nati. Ya ton ni ya manako nti omo kra na omo nye Ghana for akwaba enye omo kasa. EU so how much more we Ghanaians? I will agree said you kind with anybody or per se and can kasa no eba into limelight. But I think that they should go back. No omo starting kakra. Let's instigate kasa no into the system, into our young guys, our young boys and girls, or more babonti, or more AP, you know. Yama kasa ne meye common. See, be drew stage where okan semna ubia ubibia obetia. In that case, it is understandable.
Okay.
Now where ade ba ko. So wo enkran mamu na wo onka ga. Wo ye hoho e na wakọ ho a. How often ena gafo na ankasa no mo ni odi nkomo mbeka gakra na de akire.
A valid point. That's a
Me ma bankran, me nya nkran ni, me nka nkran kasa no. Me ne nkran ni di nkomo a e bia ebeye 1 out of 10. Ena nipa no e de nkran ne be try say oni me di nkomo. But if you come to the other part of country na you wom na, say we free north, say we free nkran, say we free he ena aba ha say. Opo umpo omo de twi ne be kasa wo.
yes.
So in no time you get used to
The language, you know.
na enuntina most people who are my immunity akasa because they are prioritizing to certain stage that whichever way you find yourself people will speak that language to you. Nti achabro so 3 months 4 months enipa no onim say yesi we na oka obetia so no so betimi aka na ode aboa ma adwadi ne ne ma akoso so I think that enya de boni bebre say you be preach the eyes at but bibi gina sisi no your core mandate the here enye se ye course san akwa aba edu obake akobo kwa me nkruma me moru ya hwan na say airport omo starting nkakra ye wo ebia some monumental and niema bi ewo oman ni mu ana say that part of the country ye feel say betimi e de akwa tro ewo ho na ye de start kakra te generate grounds wie na ye de beka walk akwa aba no ho airport a ensesa bibia ba say yen wiping off akwa aba yen fu back emebo ho ne de most of us are ta konkran ni bi ni kura no o back ne yente how much more obi a owo fa nkran ne kura no onko ho da.
Habib, the special one, maybe that's a powerful presentation, and I think say Mintish Krano, Mate, one thing say, I think the language should really sink. It says sink and sana in rules now. One person making a shall say Mickey. Habib, me that's it. Let my man call Quaz, Kwamanza. Now, what's your take on this issue?
I have lived in Accra a little over 17 years, and I never heard Obake.
That is serious, oh.
Yes, I live at Bawi.
Hey,
I never heard Obake.
no. Are you saying? Are you saying this to
No.
For the sake of the conversation that we're having, or what?
I've never heard Obake before. Me no be in Bompo Siagan. The only thing this boy when it comes to like Ojeko.
Ojeko. Yeah, Ojeko is more popular.
That's all you hear.
Yes.
When I was
What's the meaning?
I think it's a greeting. I don't know what it means. But one of them like Ojeko, right? When I was in primary, when coming back from school and I greet somebody, I couldn't speak Gans. The best I could say was fine, good afternoon, fine, good morning. And they'd be like, Ayeko. Like Ayiko.
Yeah, so Ufanya is more like me pacho.
Yeah, fine.
Yes.
That one too is popular.
And Ayiko is Ayiko.
Okay.
That is what I have heard. Ojeko and Ayiko.
Okay.
Say
Obakeda.
Do you understand? I understand when the Gans are saying that their language should be prioritized, but respectfully, it is nobody's fault that your language is diminishing. Look, Ghana is not the only country with diverse languages. Even countries that speak one language, they have various rendition. Chinese, for instance, there is traditional Chinese, there is Mandarin, and there is a simplified Chinese. Last, na Chinese. When you go to Nigeria, Nigerians have so many languages they speak, right? They have, but the most common is Hausa,
yes.
Yoruba, and Igbo. Even among the Yoruba people, there are different tribes that also make up the Yoruba community. Igbo the same thing, Hausa the same thing. However, when you go to Nigeria, the most common language, first off, is English, the official language. Then Pidgin English, everybody speaks Pidgin English. And then my friends that came from Nigeria were like, at least every Nigerian can speak generalized Igbo, generalized Yoruba, generalized Hausa. So when the native person is speaking typical Hausa, like Bono. When somebody is speaking normal Bono, I may understand. But when he's being deep, I may not get it. So even France has Parisian French. They have the formal French. They have the informal French. And they have the northern France French. French that one they mention if they're saying esque is more like south, then they would like esque, the whole thing. Do you understand? But last it is French. There are even small people in Paris that have different renditions for the same French language. So Paris that I'll say Paris, they will say Paris, and that person will say Panama by the same Paris.
Hey,
you get it?
Come on.
Whoa. So if you have a language and it is diminishing, it is nobody's fault that your language is going out of the system. Do you get it? I went to school in Accra. Apart from my early childhood, that was in Accra. My primary education and my JHS education was in Accra. When I was there, the JHS I went to had Gan and Chi. The primary school I went to had only Chi. And Okrampo, they had Ekwapim, then later they changed to Asante, then later Ekwapim Chi. I know another school that does Fanti and Gan.
Okay.
My brother's school did only Gan. Do you understand? And I think it is because the school is in Bawi.
Okay.
There is a school on the Gan land that doesn't teach Gan.
Wow.
At all. In fact, they don't even.
Wow.
I don't know if that school they do Ghanaian language over there.
Wow.
But there's a school that doesn't do Gan. Do you understand? And you cannot blame us. Look, when Otumfo says, look, this is the situation on the ground. Nobody should go out. Try going out. Do you get it? But Accra, is it not August or before August that is said no noise?
The ban on drums.
Oh, you will get a certain club that will. But with township now, there's a club that will make noise, and everybody is quiet. There was a time that they said a certain they have lost a royal. I don't know if it was a queen mother or a king, so nobody should go out or something. And people were, should I use the word? They were defying authority. They will still go out. They will still open their shops. And what was going around was this thing that they are saying. Just give them something small, they will die the case. Just give them something small, they will die the case. And Accra is a cosmopolitan place. Why should we close our shops? Because our but sorry, but then you'll be for a man no care there. Stay indoors, don't come out because there's a situation on the ground. Anka, you will obey. Do you get it? Respectfully, I think the Gan people have allowed people to defy the authority of their tribe, because you cannot tell me that there was a time, I've forgotten the actual story, but I think there was a military base around the typical Gan area, Baby Chrono, and they were having a certain festival or celebration, and there was a referral between the military and the people of the town, and people were rather bashing them as against the military people.
Okay.
But let it happen here. You saw what happens to the military camp. Their argument was, you are on our land, so obey our rules. And the military being the military, I don't know if you are getting me, they don't really go.
Right.
So I think it is they that have allowed. But we have more pressing issues in this country than Obake. When it rains, this small rain that rained, places flooded. The rain that rains in Takrade, if half should rain in Accra, I don't think Accra will be an inhabitable place. Because Takrade rains more. Accra is just a dry area when it comes to our weather or our climate. I mean, their climate. How am I saying our climate? Their climate. But Takrade is a rainforest area that rains a lot. Even right now, I'm surprised that it is raining in Takrade. But Takrade doesn't flood like the way it floods in Accra. Asante region does not flood the way it floods in Accra. The very first time I saw flood in Asante region, my heart, I was scared. I was like, this is probably a dream. It doesn't happen. But you seldom hear floods in the Asante region. You seldom hear floods in even Cape Coast. But Accra, every day. It is only in Accra that they sell land 3, 4, 5 times. One person A has one person B. It is only in Accra that you have to do due diligence about a land and redo the due diligence, because you cannot even trust the chief who sold the land to you. Even Lands Commission is having problems tracking their lands, because if you are not fast, the fifth buyer of your land will be fast for you. Even where we live, we have bought the land years ago, but there was a time that we had issues with land guards, and one man came and said, "You don't know it's step taking." You see my face. So it's the land guardism is like Accra na what's because they have a lot of Ramsia site is not a land you should sell for building purposes, but Accra will sell Ramsia site. Go and demolish. The chief will come and tell you that they didn't consult us. Come on, you can't tell me they didn't consult you before taking certain action. The government doesn't do that. They will definitely consult somebody before taking certain action. So please, can people, there are more pressing issues than Obake. Okay, fine, here's the solution. Right, welcome, big. Then right, Obake, Akwaba. I don't know if you've seen that design I'm talking about. There's one big lettering. Then there are so many letterings around it with different. I think if you do that
are these things quite necessary? Because how are they contributing to national development? You know, when President Kwame, President JDM recently was in Japan. So,
or the Kwame Tuka Kwame are you on from where?
Yeah,
you know, President Kwame Mama. But we salute you this morning. Yeah, it's still morning. He was recently in Singapore and in Japan. Oko selling Ghana, open investors aba. The investors would not say because you more the Akwaba out of more Muslim and some airport until you not come. That doesn't contribute to nothing. It contributes nothing to national development. I don't think say Yadjuni should go there so much. For my main chippy in this, only say about the Akan Kasa. I think people are narrowing the thing to Asante and Nkran. Akwaba is an Akan word.
That is not for only Asantes.
That is not for only Asantes. Enti mummy free that conversation because a non-starter. Because when you go to Cote d'Ivoire, there are Akans in Cote d'Ivoire. That's how come they use Akwaba. Not special one Afcon I said, we use Akwaba, and it was nice. The Akan population in Cote d'Ivoire. But they still went ahead to use the Akwaba because, like you were saying, Akwaba more of an international word. Oh, Ghana. Oh, Akwaba. They say the Akwaba is everywhere. You understand? And let's not veer off the real issues that all Ghana has. For instance, when you go to Canada, there's a town called Vancouver.
Yeah.
Vancouver, no, Canadian origin. The Vancouver was that town was named after George Vancouver, or US. You understand? When you go to Colombia was named after Christopher Columbus. Columbus was a Spanish. You get it? When you come to Ghana, until recently, near what Sankara Circle, Oko Zambia, yes, there's a university named after Kwame Nkrumah.
It doesn't change anything.
And recently, Papa J, Koko Burkina Faso, a whole street, they told Papa J, John Rawlings Avenue. You get it? And contribute to she.
Accra on Iowa, is it George Bush or highway?
Yes.
Is he a Ghanaian?
He's not a Ghanaian.
So the cause said
there are more pressing issues that
doesn't
say
right. Say now probably cut you off. Accra, the number of TV and radio stations there, you barely get one. It's only Obonu that I know that is Ghana.
Purely Ghana. Yes.
But the rest.
No, but you see, there is even one thing. Accra is the only city in Ghana. Nipana or population is how far you will get more than 50% of Kofono or Mohona or Monye Gafo.
Yes, because it's
come
a cosmopolitan city.
If you come to Kumasi, there is no way you will get Asante region. Kumasi na Nipane women so 100 and move 80 and yet Asantes. 20% na Canada other tribes na go to Bono. Bono Khobby or Khobby and so far Bono to some extent maybe Techiman. And also a man for and also but the Akanian but for Nkran I can confidently say Nipa won't cry 100 you get about 70% of money Nkran for.
Yeah, exactly.
So exactly. For that Untimenka said Saudi even population the crop area majority carry the vote. Majority of the people in Accra don't speak Ga. Yeah. That is the reason until about to Marco Tenecronizo for more than 2 years. If care is not taken, Ga word back won't be.
And I think that is something that affected my siblings and me. We live in Gawi. the people that live next to us are correct Gans. But let us go and buy something who speak English.
Of course.
Exactly.
Right? And it got to a point and they tried to speak Gan with us and realized that we're not able to communicate. But I feel like if they had continued, it would have helped us a little. I got in a class with Gan people. They couldn't speak Gan with us, so it's either English or Tree, because it's Tree we are learning in school. Do you understand? It's like when you go to the Western region, it is no offense that if somebody says I'm from the Western region, I am Zmini. Even in Zimbabwe, they even say we are Zmini. I am Fantini. Even me, when I mention my name, I am Fantini. I have to correct them that I'm in Zima. It is nobody's fault. It's just the ability for a group of people to be able to sell themselves to the country or to a larger audience. It's
No, the other truth is that said na boss hekano. Majority of the nation speaks that language, and yen free the fact that Akwaba na ye can and yet only Asante speak. The only problem people are having is that Aden and crying for where Aden I can't Kumasi focus up. Akwaba ni Kumasi focus. And your mudia. Asante speak Akwaba. Bono speaks Akwaba. And so Kasa and conforming in Ebuma. Let's say Akan for in general. I think the Akan population in the country supersedes any other way. So it's not for only one. We have heard people saying, say, I don't know, say, so if they decide, yes, say, or mine. When kakran, I may be a prophet of doom, but I foresee that I didn't perceive you. One day when they be.
Can we even reference Rwanda?
No,
Rwanda's their tribes were not even up to 5.
No, I'll get there. I didn't perceive you. Because we are living in a country, I say, peace na ye war we say in Kwadana ye bano. You trim my double Ghana BB and so we want to press the panic button to say, you bet me near creative tribal war. Kakran. We are urging towards
we don't want to think. We don't want to go there.
Exactly. If care is not taken, said the nene so ele. If Gap people succeed in changing Akwaba from the airport and then wherever Akwaba a year monument a year through. Kumasi people get up and say Baba Yara. You free Kumasi Sports Stadium. Correct. We are getting to that stage. Then you ever call Bono. Then we start near a preachy. Near con off, Bibi or North, Ibihua, a dinner that's no, and yet not dinner. Kakran, then a time will come. Ya press, ye Bibi and Pressibim. We'll start pressing ourselves. Tribal war, near the but we don't want to get to that stage.
Because if Nancy, your back show, so we will talk about what tribal war has done to certain countries. Hey, good. Only Rwanda and who didn't come out now or can what exactly happened, especially or move you anymore or more time and as I didn't see ya. You'll be marveled or our single good. It's young massa and this is hard in the crab by a team. And this is by a team that peace that we have, no. Let's cherish a golden a Japadia Cassia pa say a cherishing. We cannot allow some of these things to come and destroy insignificant stuff. You know, like Cause was saying, Rwanda only 3 tribes pay. You understand? The prominent ones. And a spark is idea. We don't want to go there. In fact, we have military government here. You cannot.
You cannot.
Military governance. We shall not be our tears. Rollins regime. Don't go there. Any country aside Ghana. Ghana here. In your family, you get Ubia, Rollins. The time those days before you back into democracy. Let them give you a little bit of education and near my course of my anymore that time. You get to understand that it is something we don't want to find us. Well, listen to the president of the land, Andrana Udinkomo, and he said democracy now you war inheritance. I was say yen
protect
yen na you try me protect say be yen chirima no be ba no be proud say yeah papa mo yeah mama mo yeah nana no omo protect ade a your great grandparents no e fight them but e say say because of social media you can just get up, pick your phone, speak something into the air and you think that it will blow ampa e be blue but a diner we shame out some yo until ultimate file phone camera see when him e blow a TikTok no say sumdwe ni o man ma do you think we bit master sa dan akasa e wo TikTok we should be very careful.
The internet crime man or
we should be very very careful.
I think one thing that is causing this is ignorance. Many of the up and coming youth are very ignorant about their tribal history, about the country's history at large, about the history of their own political parties, and about the history of even their own families. So when they are talking, they speak from their shallow knowledge. And they don't even humble themselves that, oh, I'm saying this, I don't know, correct me. No, they are saying it with all confidence that I'm saying it, but you can't do nothing to me. I said, yeah, I said what I said, but there's nothing you can do about it. You don't know the lead. Sometimes somebody can talk. I remember when I was in school, my friend, I used to do a history podcast, but I think I cleared my channel on that because I felt like it wasn't going the trajectory I was with. But I spoke about a certain issue, and a lot of people, I spoke about the trans-Saharan slave trade. Everybody's talking about transatlantic, and I talked about the trans-Saharan slave trade. What's that? Should I look? I'm done. I'm not continuing this thing. You get it? And you see, some of them, when somebody brought a whole, and I think I did one video, and somebody said, oh, they are Canadian crew, but here are some add-ons I could add, and I was so appreciative. Somebody also came in and came to insult me. Another person also came, my friend said, you don't have that.
But that is life. That is life for you. I remember there was this John Okafo and Osita Eheme movie. Was it Mr. Ibu? Yes, Mr. Ibu. Omo trip bicycle na. Ode. Papa na so na akwara nantia. We share we ya. We wiki pa Argentina, you know, ode akwara so tena so a na okwa o say papa and now omo mienu nyina asi form no mo we anso so am form ni nyanza mo bicycle pa na mo na form. You know, whatever you do, we nyama form account. So provided it is right, you have to do it. And ba membisa question back on me wrap it up. The cosmopolitan status of Accra city, no, can we say and not contributed to the Ga language and not dominating, because on say there are a lot of diverse things, groups of people, the language and everything. No, can we say and not contributed to a Ga language na Elsenka? I'm expecting to be dominating. I am dominating. Can we say that?
I don't think the cosmopolitan nature is the cause, because US is a melting pot of all cultures. But what is their own? They preserve it.
Okay.
Do you understand? Mexico, okay, has smaller sects. They have indigenous cultures. They have, but regardless, they uphold it every way they can. Asantemai, apart from Asantemai is also kind of cosmopolitan a little, because you have northerners here, you have people from Accra here, you have, it is only in Asante region that you get Fantinnew Junction, Fantinnew Town, Ashtown. It's only in Kind Town that I've not heard.
Accra Town, there's Accra Town here.
There's Accra Town.
Yes.
Okay, this is my first time hearing
there's
that.
Accra Town
you
here.
Get it. There's Agrek in Zema.
Yes.
There's Zongo, Moshi Zongo. There are so many, and all of them have their chiefs. Okay, serving under the supreme Otunfu.
Yes.
Do you understand? And Asante, they don't have a problem with it. They have lived with us, or live with these people peacefully and harmfully. Though there are small bickers here and there, but we've been able to manage it, and nobody's come. And Asante have been able to uphold their culture such that it is like you are living with us. When you go to Rome, you do what the Romans do. So you are living with us. We can allow you celebrate your small festival if you want to. But if Otunfu speaks, heed. The chief speaks, the king speaks, and we all listen. If you go against the chief, leave. Do you understand? So what prevented, or what is preventing, or what will prevent the Ga people from doing something similar? Do you understand? You have a culture. The people living in on your land don't know. I am living on your land and I'm learning the culture of another land. How will I? What Akans or what Asantis will see as traditionally right? In Accra, it is different. I remember my mommy asked me to prepare soup, And I prepared the soup and I opened it halfway. She was like, she said to Nzima that Nzimas don't cook soup and open it halfway. In fact, the man should cover it full. What's in on the fancy land is normal. In Nzima, it's not normal. I saw my grandma wear white on my uncle's funeral. I was wondering why are you happy your son is born? My mommy said no, it's because she's an 8th born, she's Namike, so she doesn't wear black, she wears white. Okay. Me also people me and joke there, is this man the cause of her son's death or something? Even on her husband's funeral, she wore white. So do you understand? So I think it's interesting. It is they that they are refusing to let people know their culture by every means possible. If you say no noise making, make sure that people obey, people heed, such that if a church violates your authority, there is a way you go about it to make sure that the church doesn't do that again. But this year, a church will do it. Next year, you say no noise making, they will make the noise again and rub it in your face and they'll call you Bonsa.
Right. Special one. Do you agree with her? Say cosmopolitan status, Accra, no.
No. The issue is we have people from diverse backgrounds with more culture, their beliefs, their do's, their don'ts, their norms. And Ababe, like I stated earlier, so over Ashanti region, let me narrow it to Kumasi. So over Kumasi, the people living in Kumasi, you will get about 80% being Ashantis. But Okongran, you will not get even 60% of the people living in Accra being Ga. Say 80% of the people in Kumasi are Ashantis. No tune for a shemra and our cancer. Tune for a hene, and they cherish him that much.
Yes.
When he speaks,
they give him that reverence.
That, of course, when he speaks, be assumed. But your thing, crying, the norms, the culture, they may different. Or no, if the baby now population on the doors, like your people will adhere to command, but the other people will not. Meaning, said
I get it.
The other people will not.
Do you mean to say, for instance, say if issue we buy now, the typical guns, we're trying to champion it, or more kasa on TikTok, or more kind of English instead of in their language,
Another defeating point. They've already defeated Omwangasa now.
They are not pushing enough, though. They are. Into Commander's point will still come in here because, though there are a lot of people there, there are Nigerians there, there are Burkinabes there, wherever they are coming from, they could have still maintained their culture, no more making big out there for Omomobile to learn and to adhere to our beliefs in our norms.
I agree with that one. Now another point goes back to us. I'm so more normal propaganda or TikTok near the normal de brofo. Yet Kumasi. Say man share issue command the way na man share kasa. Man share the P Ashanti P.
Yes.
And a bekasa. And the people here will understand. Saying cry ga issue command anyway no ombo no one de ga 90% of the people in Accra will not understand. So how do they adhere to that? As I'm now kind of say, and
they will still come back to my point that you are not teaching your culture, you are not teaching your
language. So, it will take time.
Yes,
and the truth of the matter is that Saadi and Ekrano, because me nye ga, submitting crime. Now, school or different winner, I prefer my banjo or beko because I can't actually. I think that. And then you bought Asante for about to say Asante Kingdom or my home by the credit will go to Opemso.
Yes.
But the truth of the matter is that so Opemso then an animal wouldn't kind of home by and or buy and cobebre. Inti then an animal wouldn't kind into the be Opemso Casa or dan an animal say or Kakonechi no a kai pinning phone and animal wouldn't kind by the Ombeya or my home by. No so abeto or bon by say be in chirima ever abeto so but enkra de no tetefo no mudi nkan I think that omono look into the advantage of Accra being the capital. Amanfrafo, any all investors, everybody coming there to develop Nkra, no. They look into that. Into we are soon you have to sacrifice one thing for the other. They sacrifice omo culture no omo for Accra to be the Accra it is. They should endure it.
Okay.
If they want to get Saade no omo penny back, is that they exchange it to get what they want and then now the awards and ashram of which baby genius is here, that is highly difficult.
Yes.
I don't want to say impossible, but it's very difficult. We have to just endure.
Right.
We have to endure. And the emphasis is because, like I said, omubudja no omodega you commander. Who the nipa tennis you 2 penny better the commander so.
When you say recently, I think
Is that my kind of you?
No, the Gamanche. So I want to mention his name. Okay, let me just narrate in Gamanche. Gamanche Nankasa proposing the Adangwe region, no, instead of the Greater Accra region. No. He did it in English. Okabrofo. Say they will want the Greater Accra region to be known as the Adangwe region. You understand? So
we should change it from Greater Accra to
yes.
But the thing is not only Adangwe, it's Gadangwe. There's Adangwe and there's
it's something that is coming up. But the bottom line in say your conversation they say change of names doesn't add to national development.
Nothing.
Mama my adwin nyina nkodi ho. Nemum the little that we have, let's nurture it. Yengusunsuo na yemfidi no na enyini eden na nkebeye de se per capita income no would increase yen daily activity no ebeye smoother because ye botomu ye what I say at least nka obi a young guy be coming up no would get a vehicle be or the be running up and down then nka ebeye so comforting society. These are some of the things that we should be thinking about. Not teenage pregnancies, schools under trees, people getting meals, you know. If you call 001, if you call 100, if you call 010. Few people know 111.
It depends on where you are about to
die. Exactly.
So, if you call 101, and think in 111 these are some of the things we should be thinking about, not change of names. And what this should be put here, this should be put there. Anyway, Habib, we find out where it's in Yanko.
My final word, you prioritize your peace. Your war, my your democracy, you cherish democracy, and you say we are one people. We might be different tribe from different backgrounds and but at the end of the day, you classify you as Ghanaians. So our word Ghanaian should be what we all should cherish the most. Say we are Ga, so we are Asante, so we are Dagomba, we are Bono, we are Frafra, we are Mosi, we are Fanti, whatever we are. At the end of the day, we are all Ghanaians. Ghana Sasonieti. We need 4 fathers, no. Ebre edu muja eji eto omai. There's nobody who is a Ghanaian than any other. As far as a Ghana for a tour my name, that should be a day or say about by me. The only idea me tisu will be also or son. Make the idiotas members as I made down so I met say as you be say or the name Ghana the we should not be called Ghanaians again. That one they should come and justify it to us. Why we should not be Ghanaians. Aside that, baby are we free. Root anyone near ma as far as ya je ho to my was some be edit my mu we free you share you din komo yesre ya ware ye ho so many things. So what is all this for? What is all this for?
Right, the special one that's a call.
So
Yeah, let me
I think this is enough reason why I think everybody should agree with me why English should remain our official language.
Of course, I think
if
it should be a topic one day. I'll say you discuss.
English should remain the official language. It is causing a lot of problems, but the way things are going, this should be.
The very blessed day, Ubi best sorry. I can see English in few official language. Near for different casa. Sir, Tokwana, or say on Tokwana, I'm very the corner, and no, the first I need to investigate this.
I bet to say, what can't a group of ladies are boom? Now I'm more to must say, or one pest town, Copam. A bit ladies 10 years. No one to me decided. We see,
it happened in my dates. Whenever you complete, you'd have to, and the group, your year group would have to, get a style, and all the girls will sew and all the boys will sew, and then remember they're more tired and one. Yeah, you will really think too much of it. The boys will, you like. Then the girls, you bring like 5 designs.
We are in it.
You vote. Then
one design.
Of all the 5, then 2 will win.
Okay.
Then 3 then win in the end. Then the debate when they're going to be picked. Then okay, keep it fine. Okay, let's do the vote again. Still, no, sorry. Okay, 2 now can. This dress I don't like. This dress is. Choose what you like.
Because I've heard a lot of people saying, you're independent, but why are we still speaking a colonial master?
They should not start.
The truth of the matter is that independent now fight and ya can for us until one quantity independent, and ya got one quantity independent, and yet the gumba for and ya bono for quantity independent, ubia hobo maybe. And this I must say, you're independent, you're to colonial one, you have a fire wood and a family.
No, but on say,
me and fire bro.
Maintain English like that.
Maintain a peace.
On say, Commodore. You don't say, me as Antony, this is young clan, or
exactly.
Yeah.
Me, I will not say, accommodate me, not say, me as Antony, I will not say, many dear who mean. No, it's about survival. So, if you want to survive, the kind of food and where it's coming from doesn't matter. So a big cold desert so cry they sorry mom didn't drones or they drink their own urine. For survival you can do anything and everything. It's the English language in India, they should not think about it. It shouldn't come to mind here. Because Abrafono buy the Ombaye and you see a pay independent there, but there are some good things they left behind that. Yeah, funny and one of it is the universal language,
And there will be succeed in telling us that young Fabro from into Engineer Kasa from who we are, so any panel best starters are we are start again, tell us that young to Christianity, Islamic with young let's go back. Exactly. Now you can bush anyone when some person you call that stage in India because you cannot come and tell me say you're independent, you're Fabro from Tenche, but we are not trans on them. We are not Masalachi.
Because I know
in fact, this very wonderful conversation. Is a maiden edition of the Breakdown Show. Now you understand why we have the special one and the ever beautiful Commander. Because I drain our match, in fact, I could listen to them the whole day. This is also so we enjoy Omopa. This is not the first time, it's not going to be the last time. You ever twice when you wow, China say choir. I think that we will come earlier than your time here at the start until 8 o'clock. China. If you're China corner, we will come your way with a breakdown. We will discuss the entertainment industry. We will discuss pertinent issues and then we will leave the political side to my show. Ni show a friend at the point. And then after we know, watch it more or watch it out. Watch it out for the point with my friends on my show. And when you have a special guest now on an show. I think they will discuss extensively what happened yesterday at Aquatia, and you cannot miss that show too. So this is the breakdown. Habib, thank you so much for coming. Kwamanza, thank you so much for coming. We did the Jonathan Kwabnasa with my friend Khobby J. Major so far. Tomorrow is another day. Stay tuned. Okay. So before we go, the point, Nipa my show in the beginning, come my friend, Kingsley Bonsu, Chichi, right? Esquire. Yes, he's a lawyer. Kingsley Bonsu Chichi Esquire. On the BD and come on second vice chairman, Menchia South constituency of the MPP. Yes, and and what about the reason why I report or Aquatia a day abba. Right. So this is where we draw the curtain on the breakdown show. We meet again tomorrow. Have a great day.